If your garden feels more like a cluttered storage corner than a peaceful escape, you're not alone. In this video, I'll show you how just one day of smart, low-effort decluttering can transform your garden into a space that's easier to care for, more beautiful, and truly relaxing, without losing those precious memories attached to old tools or decor. You'll discover simple, budget-friendly steps that make a big impact. And if you stay until the end, I'll share one powerful, little-known declutter secret that will change how you see your garden forever. Seeing the garden with fresh eyes. It's funny how our gardens can change, right under our noses, and we barely notice. The truth is, when you see the same space every day, your brain starts to filter out the details. That old wheelbarrow leaning in the corner, the pile of pots by the shed, the bare patch of soil where nothing has grown for years. Over time, they fade into the background. We don't even realize how much space they take up, or how they quietly affect the way our garden feels. Here's a simple trick. Walk through your garden as if you were visiting it for the very first time. Imagine you're a guest seeing it with curious eyes. Carry your phone or a camera and take photos of each area. Don't rush. Snap wide shots of the whole view, close-ups of corners, even behind the shed or under that favorite tree. Why photos? They act like a mirror for your space. When you step back and look at them later, you'll see things you missed in person. You might spot a forgotten pile of tools, a patch of weeds, or a pathway that's become a tripping hazard. You might notice areas that could be brighter, tidier, or even more inviting with just a little effort. For seniors especially, this step isn't just about beauty, it's about safety. Trip hazards, cluttered walkways, and block light can sneak up on us, but photos reveal them clearly. You don't need to tackle everything at once. Choose one small area from your photos to improve, maybe clearing a path, rearranging a corner, or adding a seat where the view is best. Little changes add up quickly, and you'll be amazed how your garden starts to feel lighter, fresher, and more enjoyable. And here's the best part. This isn't about throwing away the things you love. It's about giving them the space and care they deserve so they can shine again. What's one thing in your garden you've had so long, you've stopped noticing it? Share it in the comments. Chances are, we all have one, and your story might inspire someone else to see their garden in a new way. Sorting into keep, repurpose, donate. Decluttering your garden doesn't mean losing the soul of it, especially when so many items carry personal history. Maybe you still have the trowel you used to plant your first roses, or the faded watering can your children helped you fill on hot summer days. These objects aren't just tools. They're part of your story. That's why the goal isn't to throw everything out, but to sort thoughtfully. Here's a simple, 3-step system that makes the process both easy and meaningful. 1. Keep. Hold on to tools, pots, and decor you use often, and that are still in good condition. These are the items that make your gardening life easier and more enjoyable. Store them in a spot where they're easy to grab when you need them. 2. Repurpose. Some things may not serve their original purpose anymore, but they can be reborn with a little creativity. An old ladder can become a charming plant stand. A worn-out wheelbarrow can turn into a flower bed. Even cracked terracotta pots can be stacked into a whimsical garden tower. Repurposing keeps the memories alive while giving your garden personality. 3. Donate. If you have duplicates or items you simply don't use anymore, pass them on. Another gardener, maybe a beginner just starting out, could treasure what's gathering dust in your shed. Local community gardens, schools, or neighbors might be thrilled to receive extra pots, tools, or ornaments. In this way, your garden's history continues to grow elsewhere. Older tools are like old friends. They've been with you through seasons of both abundance and challenge. Instead of hiding them in a dark corner, consider honoring them. Display a beloved spade on the garden wall as rustic decor. Gift a family member the pruners you used in their childhood garden. This way, they're not just things, they're heirlooms. Decluttering isn't about loss. It's about creating space for what truly matters, space to breathe, to grow, and to enjoy your garden with fresh eyes and a lighter heart. What's the oldest tool or item in your garden, and what memory does it hold? Share it in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to give their old treasures a new life. Tackling the hot spots first. Every garden has them, those little trouble zones, where clutter seems to appear overnight. We call them hot spots. Maybe it's the corner of the potting bench where half-used seed packets, plant labels, and stray gloves pile up. or that section by the garden gate where tools, boots, and buckets gather just for now and somehow never move. Perhaps it's the far corner of the shed where old pots, scrap wood, and forgotten projects live. The truth is, hotspots are sneaky. They don't get messy all at once. They build up bit by bit until the clutter becomes part of the scenery. And because we walk past them so often, we stop noticing just how much space they take up. But here's the secret. These are the perfect starting points for your garden decluttering journey. Why start here? Small wins create momentum. Tackling a single hotspot can be done in under an hour, and the instant improvement is incredibly satisfying. When you clear just one trouble area, your garden instantly feels lighter, cleaner, and more inviting. That sense of accomplishment motivates you to keep going, even if the rest of the garden still needs attention. Here's how to do it. Pick one hotspot. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to fix everything at once. Sort quickly, keep what you use often, store what belongs elsewhere, and toss or donate the rest. Give it a home. Use bins, hooks, or shelves so future clutter has a place to go. For seniors, this approach has another benefit. Hotspots are often in high-traffic areas, meaning they can also become safety hazards. Clearing them not only improves the look of your garden, but makes it safer and easier to move around. And remember, you don't need to clear every corner in one day. Focus on one hotspot, enjoy the instant improvement, then move on when you're ready. Think of it as tending to the weeds. You don't have to pull them all at once, but a little at a time makes a big difference. What's the biggest hotspot in your garden right now? Is it the potting bench, the shed corner, or somewhere else? Share in the comments. You might inspire someone else to start small and win big. Giving every tool a home. If you've ever gone out to plant something and spent more time looking for your trowel than actually using it, you know the frustration of misplaced tools. In a busy garden, tools have a way of wandering, leaning against a fence, buried under pots, or left exactly where you last used them weeks ago. The result? More time spent searching, more bending and walking back and forth, and sometimes even buying duplicates because you forgot you already had one. The solution is simple but powerful. Give every tool a home. This means creating a specific spot where each tool lives and returning it there every time you're done. The more convenient and obvious the home is, the more likely you'll stick to the habit. Hooks on the shed wall keep hand tools and gloves visible and off the ground. Sturdy baskets can hold smaller items like seed packets, twine, and plant markers. Labeled bins help you instantly spot what you need and put it back in the right place without thinking. For long-handled tools, a simple rack or set of wall brackets keeps them upright, easy to reach, and out of harm's way. For seniors, this isn't just about tidiness, it's about comfort and safety. Having tools stored at waist or chest height reduces the need for bending or stretching. It prevents the tripping hazards that come from leaving tools on the ground, and it saves your energy for the actual joy of gardening instead of the frustration of searching. You don't need to buy expensive storage systems. Repurpose what you have. An old wooden crate can hold small pots, a disused coat rack can hang tools, and a recycled bucket can become a portable caddy. The key is consistency. Use the same spot every time. When tools have a home, your garden becomes easier to work in. Your pace slows in a good way, and you can spend more time admiring your blooms instead of chasing down your pruners. How do you store your tools? Any clever space-saving tricks? Share them in the comments. Your idea might just help someone else make their garden work better for them. Clearing pathways for safety. A garden should be a place of peace, somewhere you can wander without worry. Stop to admire a bloom, or carry a basket of fresh cuttings without watching your every step. But over time, even the most beautiful garden can quietly collect hazards. A hose stretched across a walkway, uneven stones that have shifted, or overgrown plants narrowing the path. These small obstacles may not seem like much, but they can quickly turn a leisurely stroll into a potential fall. Keeping your pathways wide, even, and clutter-free is one of the most important steps you can take to enjoy your garden for years to come. Start by walking each path slowly, as if you're visiting it for the first time. Notice any tight spots, loose gravel, or protruding roots. Trim back plants that lean into the walkway, and coil or reroute hoses so they don't cross your steps. If a path is uneven, consider adding pavers, stepping stones, or compacted gravel to create a more stable surface. For seniors, this isn't just about convenience, it's about freedom. A safe, steady path means you can move confidently, carry tools or harvest baskets with ease, and enjoy your garden without the mental strain of watching for hazards. The peace of mind is worth every bit of effort. You can even take this a step further by making your paths more comfortable. Add solar lights to guide your way in the evening, or place a bench along a favorite stretch so you can pause and rest. If a certain route is used often for watering or gathering vegetables, make it wide enough for a wheelbarrow or garden cart. This reduces lifting and carrying, saving both time and strain. A safe garden isn't just practical, it's a gift to yourself. It allows you to spend more time enjoying the beauty you've created and less time worrying about the what-ifs. When was the last time you really looked at your garden paths? Are they smooth, clear, and easy to walk? Share in the comments if you've recently made a change to improve your garden's safety. Your idea might inspire someone else to do the same. Creating a calm after moment. Decluttering isn't just about clearing space. It's about what you do with that space once it's open. After all the sorting, sweeping, and tidying, there's a moment when you finally step back, take a deep breath, and really see your garden again. That's the after moment, and it's worth savoring. Instead of rushing on to the next task, pause and create a small, intentional spot to enjoy your work. This could be as simple as placing a comfortable bench under a shady tree, setting up a single chair with a cushion in a sunny corner, or adding a little table where you can rest a cup of tea or coffee. It doesn't need to be elaborate or expensive. The goal is to give yourself a place that invites you to stop, sit, and breathe. For seniors, this step is more than just decoration. A designated rest spot offers a safe, stable place to pause, reduces fatigue during gardening sessions, and encourages you to enjoy your outdoor space at a gentler pace. It also turns your garden into a retreat, where you can take in the scents, colors, and sounds you've worked so hard to nurture. And here's the emotional magic. When your garden is free of clutter, and you've made space for stillness, you begin to notice things you might have missed before. The way the light filters through the leaves in the late afternoon, the hum of a bee visiting your flowers, or the memories tied to certain plants. A calm spot isn't just a seat. It's an open invitation to connect with your garden in a deeper way. You can personalize your after moment with a throw pillow in your favorite color, a small potted plant on the table, or even a wind chime for a touch of gentle music. The point is to make it feel like yours, a corner that reflects both your personality and your love for the garden. If you had a quiet corner in your garden just for you, what would it look like? Share your ideas in the comments. Your vision might inspire someone else to create their own peaceful after moment. The secret declutter tip: you've put in the effort, cleared the pathways, sorted your tools, and created a garden that feels fresh and open again. But here's the truth: if you're not careful, clutter has a sneaky way of creeping back in. That's why this final tip might just be the secret weapon that keeps your garden looking its best for years to come. It's called the one in, one out rule. The idea is simple every time you bring something new into your garden, whether it's a tool, a pot, a piece of decor, or even a plant. You commit to removing or repurposing something you already have. Why does it work so well? Because it forces you to pause and think before adding anything new. Instead of impulse buys that sit unused, you'll make more thoughtful choices about what truly adds beauty or function to your garden. And over time, it keeps your space balanced, easy to maintain, and free from the slow buildup of just-in-case items. For seniors, this tip has extra benefits. It keeps storage areas manageable, reduces heavy lifting when moving things around, and ensures that the garden remains safe and uncluttered. It's not about being strict, it's about being intentional. You can even make it fun by turning it into a personal challenge. If I bring home a new planter, which old one will I donate, gift, or turn into something new? Repurposing counts, too. An older item doesn't have to leave your garden. Maybe that unused trellis becomes a frame for climbing beans, or a chipped pot becomes a bird bath. The point is to make sure your garden doesn't become a storage space again, but instead remains a place of joy, peace, and creativity. Think of it this way: your garden is like a well-tended conversation. Too many voices at once can feel overwhelming. But with care, each voice, each plant, each tool, each decoration has its place and purpose, Have you ever tried the one in, one out rule in your garden or in your home? Share your experience in the comments. And let's inspire each other to keep our spaces clutter-free and full of meaning. Decluttering isn't just about clearing space. It's about creating room for joy, beauty, and connection. Every pot, every tool, every path should welcome you back into the garden you love. So, what's the first thing you'll tackle in your garden after watching this? Share it in the comments. And if this sparked ideas, pass it along to a fellow gardener who could use a little inspiration. Thanks for watching the Evergreen Seniors, where we keep growing, no matter the season.